Hello, friends. Yesterday, we spoke about finding breakthroughs, and I hope you have been able to identify your breakthroughs and started working on them. In tip number 30 today, let's talk about conducting time efficient meetings. I am not talking about large board meetings at the moment. I am referring to meetings which are generally business meetings where two to maximum five people are there. I'm talking of those meetings because in those larger meetings, there is a different setup, which is a little more than what I'm going to be talking about today. So let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever attended meetings which ran for hours and the outcome was little or no outcome that was discernible, where you could see that this meeting brought any results? Now, I have attended many of them. And let us discuss how effective leaders and time creators bring the power of creation to their meetings. So, the first thing that we look at is a clear agenda. Giving an agenda to the people who are coming for the meeting before they come is very important so that they are mentally prepared and they have their thoughts already lined up. Even if they have not done any homework, but by knowing the agenda, at least their mental faculties have got initiated to the content that is going to be discussed. The second most important thing is that we must have the desired outcome spelled out. What is the aim of this meeting? What are we going to derive out of it? What are the decisions or the actions that are to be taken after the meeting be brought out? And that is probably the most important thing. The next thing is sequence. Are we sure that we know in what sequence we have to discuss? Because many times the outcome of one point that is discussed actually affects the decision of the next point. And therefore, if the sequence is not correct, it can go awry. Now, the next step would be to allocate time to each one of them. This, ladies and gentlemen, I learned from my friend Benita Dua, and I've been referring to this as a Benita system. I learned something from her, and she used to do it in all our meetings. And I found that every time she was there in a meeting, the meeting was far effective. And that's why I started applying this, and it's working very well. In my own personal life, I've used this now almost every time and works. The next is that after you have allotted the time, you have a timekeeper in the meeting who lays down the time on a timer and puts it there to say, okay, we are going to take 20 minutes for this point. So it's a 1 hour's meeting. And if you got 5 points, 20 minutes for this, 10 minutes for this, 5 minutes for this, whatever. And then you have a timer and add 20 minutes with a little reminder in between, say about 3 minutes earlier, to say, okay, we now need to close this point. And then if there's something left, it is put in the parking. That we'll have time later, we'll talk about it, or we'll have to take it offline or off meeting, right? The next is the parking. I said that not only that the matter that could not be discussed, but in the discussion, if something that distracts you or takes you at a tangent or is not directly related to the outcome, and that is where the outcome is very necessary, one could say that, oh, this doesn't appear to be in line with the desired outcome of the meeting, and therefore let's put it in parking. The next is that we have to have somebody record a meeting. So it's good to take down notes. And in today's environment, when we have many meetings on a Zoom call or a Skype call or whatever platform we use, it is good to record a meeting because one, in case of any doubt, one can play it again. And also, if there's a dispute or there is something where you feel that this is not what I said and all, it can be verified. So When you are doing it electronically or even otherwise, to put a voice recorder and record a meeting, I think is a good idea. But yes, ethically, everyone should know that the meeting is being recorded. It is not fair to record a meeting without people knowing that it is being recorded. And then, of course, the point is that you come back to parking or discuss all those points which are in the parking and they could not be discussed in the time, where you also have an option to say, are we all prepared to extend the meeting by 15 minutes or can we take this off meeting? If it is to be taken off meeting, then priorities or sorry, responsibilities are announced that so and so will do a little research on it or work the details out and forward them to us by 10 o'clock tomorrow. This way, the time doesn't get wasted, all the matter gets discussed, and the outcomes are there. I have known people in my experience who have been into back to back meetings. At the end of the day, they say, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't talk to you because I was on back to back meetings. If you have done 4 to 5 back to back meetings in a day, tell me where is the time for you to implement the decisions of each of those meetings? And therefore, in a good organization now, people restrict the number of meetings you can have in a day because every meeting requires a lot of work after the meeting for implementation. So, the action point, the action tip here is plan your next meeting with these points and make sure that you get tangible, discernible, doable, practical outcomes from a meeting so that if you invest 1 hour in a meeting, you must get the value of it and the meeting must serve its purpose. So, thank you for watching. This is your own Time Brigadier, and you are watching 51 Time Investment Protocols and Strategies. See you in tip number 31 tomorrow.